So we've done roughly around 300 plus projects in a span of 1.5 to 2 years, I'd like to say. The reason we're different is because we don't care about the money aspect, but most of our founders and then the core team that consists of me and a couple of other guys, we focus on delivering the best product.
Before starting your company, can you briefly take about the life you had before starting your company?
So that's my favorite part. When you're 22 and then you graduate school and then you get paid like 150K. I want to do something in AI, but what? And then I sat down, broke things up and realized that August 1, 2023, Anjal's first idea of starting a website. Okay. August 30, 2023, Anjal lands 2 clients, 5K each. Out of nowhere, we had a meeting with Daniel Mack, so the guy who says, hey, what do you do for a living? But then my perspective started changing when I was laid off twice in the same year from different companies. And I was like, okay. After looking at this, I was like, okay, yeah, I don't know if I want to work for someone else right now, but even...
Hey guys, it's Aftab here. So in this podcast, we have a really special guest with us, Anjal. He came to US as an international student from India and done his bachelor's here. After his bachelor's in US, he got placed into top tech companies like Amazon. But unfortunately, he got laid off by those companies. Despite having all those challenges, he turned it all around by creating his own startup. So let's dive into the podcast and ask about his journey and see how he created his own startup. Hi Anjal, thanks for joining the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Aftab.
So before we dive into the podcast, Anjal, can you briefly introduce about yourself to our audience?
For sure. So I'm a 24-year-old software developer or a tech enthusiast actually, and I'm kind of all over the place right now. With the recent AI boom, we have a small research-based AI startup where we're looking at AI automation tools and then ML algorithms or making AI and ML more accessible to small businesses.
Okay.
We started with a revenue generation thought process for that company, but then eventually I pivoted into more research-based. I have several reasons of doing this, and I know people out there will probably give me hate when I say this, but there is a plethora of automation tools available.
Okay.
Yes, you need to find the right tool for your right use case, but then again, if I want to create an AI agent, I have so many places I can go to make them, and then most of them offer similar advantages as well as a few disadvantages. So I'm kind of all over the place trying and sort of struggling with the fact that why should I use a certain tool when another tool exists? That's what we step in, or that's what my company steps in. We categorize each and every tool to see what are the advantages of having certain tools, and then based on your business's use case, we'll switch our stacks. So I've gone from using a lot of voice flow and then bot press to build and scale AI agents towards having voice assistants, which is sort of the new rave right now on tools like Vapi, and then using make.com for a lot of our automations. My favorite tool so far has been Zapier. I've been using Zapier way before, since 2018, to create small little zaps and automations in my own life. So from lead generation tables to making sure that data flows a certain way to onboarding clients in my own agency as well as in our other SMMA agency that I work in fact. We use a lot of Zapier. That's probably one of my favorite automation tools. So that's somewhat of what my first company does. This is completely my venture.
Okay.
But then the second place is where I generate most of my revenue from, and that's the SMMA company I'm working with.
Okay.
We've sort of transitioned out from a regular SMMA company to a full stack software development agency. What we do is we take in all your current websites and then elevate them. At least that's what most of our clients say. So we've done roughly around 300 plus projects in a span of 1.5 to 2 years, I'd like to say. And then most of our bigger projects have come in this year. I'm so very thankful for being able to get this opportunity with the current agency. Also, we're known as Tradition Agency. Yes, sir, because we have a different way of doing things compared to your regular SMMA agencies. And then the reason we're different is because we don't care about the money aspect. Yeah, of course, you, as a company, we want to focus on revenue generation. But most of our founders and then the core team that consists of me and a couple of other guys, we focus on delivering the best product. And then because of that, we're able to reach so many people organically that it's mind-blowing. Out of nowhere, we had a meeting with Daniel Mack, so the guy who says, hey, what do you do for a living? He signed up with our agency to build his Legends Rally website. So that was a pretty cool project. We also worked with a few high-level Boolean entrepreneurs up in Canada. And then a tours and travels company down in Nairobi. So we kind of have clients from all over the place, from different niches. But most of us in the SMMA agency, we're all car enthusiasts. So a lot of our websites are, automotive related and in the automotive sector. So that's a little bit about what I do.
So you have started your company as a research oriented or as an AI automation consulting company. So you're going to consult, or you're going to help out clients using the best tool for implementing in their platforms, right, Anjal?
Yes, sir. So essentially, the way my thought process was, I got an idea 1st of August, looked up a few YouTube channels, found a beautiful YouTuber who's doing something similar. His name is Liam Otley, and then I
Okay.
can attach or I can send across a few links to his channel, his school, community, and his resources. He's a very beautiful person, very beautiful content also. Pretty open, gives you templates on how to start a business, what AI automations agency is. They're called AAA accelerators now, just like
Okay.
SMMA. He covers a lot of aspects on pricing, model information, what tools to use, and his community is also really good. You get a chance to meet different people, small business owners across the globe who are doing somewhat similar things. So if you're ever stuck at something or need more information, you can always reach out to the community.
Okay.
So that's where I sort of started this idea of, okay, I want to do something in AI, but what? And then I sat down, broke things up, and realized that, okay, there's two sort of services I can sell. Either no code, low code services, which is one, essentially using pre-made tools that exist, drag and drop editors to get things done, and then clicking a few buttons here and there to build a basic automation workflow.
Okay.
So for most of the small businesses, I think that would be a great use case. And or in fact, for anybody who wants to start, no code, low code tools would be the best place to start. But then the second bit or the second most important piece would be like complete custom solutions. I've had clients in both the phases, some that use direct no code tools such as voice flow.
So you
Yes,
focus
sir.
on providing low code, no code platforms as a
So
primary
to
solution
begin
for
with,
them?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. I started out that way. I started with no code, low code tools. It's been a while since I've gone back to them.
Okay.
Most of my no code and low code solutions that I've been using has been Zapier, a little bit of voice flow, and then a little bit of Stack AI and BotPress.
Okay.
I've also used ManyChat. That's really famous for.
So what are all those tools and how can that be useful for clients?
So most of these tools are AI chatbots or AI agents, is what some people say. So
Okay.
it basically is, you can go ahead and get a key from some of these LLMs that exist, and then
Okay.
import those LLMs into these platforms, and then build out your own no code or low code chatbot. So
Okay.
you can either give it a document to learn from,
Okay.
and then make sure that it sticks to that document. You have caveats to build things like this, to have them stay in a particular flow, to have them stay in a particular process, or talk about specific things and not go out of character.
Okay.
So that's what you'd use most of these no code tools
So
for.
it's like an chatbots which we see in our websites at the bottom of
Yes.
top left bottom, where users can
Yes.
ask questions. So you're going to provide those chatbots to the clients which you're working with you.
Yes. So most of these chatbots are LLM based, or at least now they're moving to an LLM based system. Previously, they used to be on decision trees. So
Okay.
to get them to do something, it was a pain. Now with LLMs, it's quite easier because you can train. I think train's the wrong word, and people are probably going to get to me because of it. But you can do a lot of more things. Just imagine Chat GPT, but specifically tailored for your business. So
Exactly.
there's a lot of possibilities, and there's a lot of ways you can do it. People tend to do it through documents. People then tend to do it through Airtables, and then that's basically a small little no-code database where you can feed data, just like your Excel spreadsheet on steroids.
Got it. Got it. Yeah.
And then you can attach an LLM to it and have it talk to your database to
Yeah,
pull
exactly.
information.
Like many other famous platforms like Shopify, Amazon,
Exactly.
all those have their own chatbots where when user
Exactly.
has doubts about particular topic, the chatbots are going to help you out using their tailored answers, using their tailored documentation, right?
Yes, sir. Exactly. So that's the goal. That was the goal which I had in mind when I started. That okay,
Okay.
let's provide no code or low code chatbot solutions. It'll be a step forward for those who want a sort of semi 24-hour service where they can get information still about the company, probably things like scheduling an appointment, getting more information on a particular service.
Okay.
All of those simple tools that you have a front desk do, that
Okay.
can be automated to having it being done for the next 24 hours or for for the entire day, basically. Because you know how human beings are. No offense, even I'm a human being, but you know how we are. You know, we get tired, we get sick, we need breaks, we get burnt out.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
probably have to go on vacations, family emergencies, etc. So you can
Yes.
avoid most of this through chatbots. Then the next phase essentially is with tools like Make.com, with tools like Vapi, which is pretty new. I'm still tinkering with Vapi. I still haven't become.
So are those also like tools which can be used for creating chatbots?
Yes and no, but this is basically tools, automation tools. So you can automate workflows with Make.com,
Okay.
and then with Vapi you can create voice assistants. So
Okay.
just like your call center,
All
but an
right.
automated call center.
Got it. Got it. Yeah.
There's a lot of tools available to something like that. Leah Motley also has his own famous chatbot slash AI voice assistant creator platform is what I'd like to say. I don't
Okay.
quite remember on the top of my head what it's called, but he does have a tool like that.
Okay.
And then you have different other options like V Agents. It's a small scale company that started out here in Miami, Florida, and that's what these guys do. They automate and empower voice assistants, completely
Okay.
trained on, I'd like to say, about 32 to 38,000 phone calls. So all of this information is fed to like an LLM. It's chunked into a vector database so that it's fast in terms of pulling information and talking to the database. Yeah.
So you've started this, and as you've said, you've combined your company with, you have merged your company, or can I say it as you collaborated with SSMA company, right? Tradition
Yes,
agency.
kind of. So my full time job is with Tradition Agency. That's where I do a lot of programming, a lot of technology stuff. So I'm like the guy in the chair right now when
Yeah.
it comes to building solutions. And then outside of that, on my free time, I do research a lot about AI tools, AI services, as well as like custom machine learning models. I kind
Okay.
of have this feeling, and it could probably be just me, but I'm pretty sure other people have had this thought in their mind about making ML models more accessible. I know bigger companies like Amazon and you have Azure and then all the other cloud providers, they do have certain solutions. But then look at it this way. I'm a small scale company. I have like, I don't know, I provide a service and I may need an ML model. For me to go find someone who develops on AWS or develops on Azure might slightly be A, time consuming, B, cost
Yeah.
a lot of money, and C, I don't know how to do it. I'd rather focus on biz dev and have someone who's an expert in that field do it for me. I'm not sure if these companies provide resources to build on those platforms, but I'm pretty sure you can find people off of third party platforms. So my thought is, sort of create a workflow, create a pipeline to be able to provide certain services like this.
Okay.
Probably stick to one niche if I can. That would be great. But develop an ML model, and something I'm working on, but I'm not allowed to say, is
Okay.
predicting car insurance
Right.
values or car insurance premiums, and
Okay.
then we feed the model certain kinds of data, and then geographic, demographic, as well as the car value, your make, model, all of those fun things, and then it spits out a code based on what it thinks, comparing that particular value across different policyholders or
Okay.
different policy givers.
Awesome. Awesome, Anjal. It's really interesting to hear about your company, about your
Thank
thoughts,
you. Thank you.
and about your research which you're going to do. So, before starting your company, can you
Yes, sir.
briefly take about the life which you had before starting your company?
So that's my favorite part. I kind of always miss that life because when you're 22 and then you graduate school and then you get paid like 150K. It's crazy money in my opinion, especially for a 22-year-old. I made some stupid decisions. Don't get me wrong. I did spend it out and get a nice little bedazzled car. I've
Okay.
always been into cars, and when I was like, okay, I have 150K. How do I be stupid with it? I go and buy myself a car. That's what
Okay.
I did. That was a fun life, but outside of that, I think a lot of what I thought or what I thought the world would be like was from a very novice perspective. Being coming from India, having being fortunate enough to have my parents always keep me in that bubble. My life probably just ended in that 5 square kilometer radius, and I couldn't think outside of that. So that's why my parents are like, okay, you need to get off your ass and go to the United States. Figure shit out, figure your life out, do what you want. years of flight ticket, figure it out. So I was fortunate enough to come here, get an education, and then sort of maneuver through the 4 years, and then realize that okay, I did college, I did a degree, but guess what? There are people who are probably doing 3 or 4 months long boot camps and getting the same job as I did.
Exactly.
So that was one realization. And then second, I always thought, okay, once I have a job, it's probably going to be more permanent. Or in the sense, if I want to leave this job and find something else, I always will be able to. But then the way the tech market has been off lately, it's been weird. I'm not going to lie. Also been quite challenging. I've had a lot of my friends who study with me have to pursue either higher studies or go back to India because they couldn't find themselves a job. So that was kind of sad. But yeah, I think outside of graduation, I always had this perspective that, okay, I studied, I got a degree, I know what I'm doing, I can get a good job and I'll sustain. But then my perspective started changing when I was laid off twice in the same year from different companies. And I was like, okay.
So what all companies were there? What all companies were there, and what all roles you were working on?
So I was actually a software developer at Amazon. I'd moved to San Francisco briefly after graduating. That's the only offer I had during that time. And then after starting out, luckily Amazon did get back to me and give me an offer for an interview we had in May. So I picked up all of my bags, moved back to Texas, and was a software developer at Amazon in AWS for roughly about 12-ish months, 10 to 12 months, I believe.
Okay.
And then we got laid off because they were taking off a lot of people from the core teams and then trying to consolidate teams and consolidate people.
Okay.
After I lost my job at Amazon, within the next month itself, I was able to luckily get another job at a tech firm as a software developer. Unfortunately, yet again, the firm was cutting people down, so they took off everybody that they hired. So with me, there were two other people who joined a week after I did. So after one day, they were laid off, which is kind of sad. Not
It's
gonna
kind of
lie,
sad,
but,
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but after looking at this, I was like, okay, yeah, no, I don't know if I want to work for someone else right now. But even if I do, before I do, I want to get my skills up and then try to build something. Because when I do, and if it works out, amazing. If it doesn't, and I fail, I'll definitely learn a lot more on how businesses work, how things work. How do you do outreach? How do you get clients? How do you maintain relationships? How do you manage bigger projects? Currently at the SMMA company I'm working with, we have 9 projects, or let me paraphrase that. I have 9 projects that I'm working on. All of them are supposed to go out before November. So it's been a challenge, but it's definitely been fun. Working at a small company, just like startups or a small company like this, you get to learn a lot.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong, Amazon was beautiful. I didn't know what a load balancer was when I started working at Amazon. 2 weeks in, I had to figure it out because I had to code my own load balancer. So that was exciting. Don't get me wrong, I did love working at Amazon. I do love working at the current company also, just because I'm learning something new every day. The products we make and the products we launch for most of these companies, it's like there is nobody else between me and the client. So I'm the client's direct reach. And I get to talk with the customer, get to know his pain points, get to know what stake I have in building the solution and the kind of people that will be using the solution we build. So that's probably the only reason why it's always, I've been on my toes that, okay, I need to build something good because people are going to look at it. Or I need to build something good because he's going to call me 2 weeks later and will want to demo everything. So I need to make sure it's perfect.
So when you're starting, when you're working with your own company and you're working directly with your clients, you'll get to know more about the building relationship between developers and clients, and you'll get to know a lot of knowledge. I'm sure that you won't be getting in your Amazon or any other companies.
Lots of research.
Lots of research, lots of work. You have to get out of the bubble which you're in. Your bachelor's or which you're in Amazon, work at Amazon. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Pretty much. It's always fun because if I don't know something, I can go to someone. I can reach out to my fellow team members, yes. But then if they don't know, we have to figure out a solution. So that's where the research kicks in. That okay, someone in some part of the world has probably done something similar. If not, the forums are really helpful. I find myself using forums so much more compared to that. Compared to my entire 4 years in computer science. I found myself using a lot of the forums a lot more. I'm not talking about Stack Overflow, but like development forums. So like, when we build solutions on WordPress, we have like WordPress related forums, and then same with Laravel. So it's definitely really cool. You get to meet lot of new people. You get to hear their perspective. Sometimes you get like, I'm always in awe because those forums have like 16, 17, 18-year-old kids who are giving you answers to your problems. I was like, damn. I don't know what I was doing when I was 16. I don't know what I was doing when I was 18, but I was definitely not talking to people to help them with their solutions, but it is pretty crazy.
So, Anjal, you got laid off twice when you were working at Amazon, but somewhat made you thought of creating your own company. Like what moment realized you? What made you to create your own company and work with your interest?
So, if I'm being honest, after I lost my second job, I was like, okay, it's not the end. Let's apply to the third one. I grinded out almost close to 500 different applications. I did get interviews. I unfortunately, not all of them converted because that's when companies started laying off a lot of people. I did have an offer, but it got rescinded. I had an offer from another big tech company, but that didn't work out in my favor, unfortunately, because it got rescinded because they either ended up filling the role or they just stopped hiring.
Okay.
That's when realization hit, and I was like, okay, how your parents say, "Kuch karo," back in India,
Yes.
how your parents say you need to do something. So that's when I was like, okay, I have a week. I need to sit down and figure out what I want to do. Okay, I want to get from point A to point B. That's where I need to see or start reverse engineering what needs to be done to move from point A to probably A point one, and how do I do it? If I don't know, I start looking out for answers. I had no idea how to build a business. I had no idea how to do outreach. Trust me, I still till date sometimes feel I don't have a lot of idea in reaching out to people. But it's just going through that process eventually teaches you, or those experiences teach you or show you, okay, this is what I need to do. Coming back to what inspired me, I realized if I do the math right, I realized even if I'm making 500K at a top five tech company as like a principal software engineer, I'm not going to be happy. Because A, work pressure. Don't get me wrong, there's work pressure even now, but I do love what I'm doing. And then B, or sort of my biggest thing was I won't be independent. I can't just kick the boat and be like, okay, I'm moving off to the countryside and I'm going to farm for the rest of my life. Being a principal software engineer. Can't do that. That's something I want to do. I kind of want to make enough money and then probably retire on a nice piece of land, grow my own shit.
So sometimes working at top tech companies or sometimes working
It's
there.
not always, it's not
It's not
always
always
fulfilling.
cool. Yeah, it's not always
Yes, it's not
all.
always fulfilling.
Yes, exactly, son. So you won't get that work-life balance. You won't, even though we are getting
Oh,
high paid,
no.
even though we are
No.
getting well paid, we won't get that work-life balance, and we won't get that satisfaction working with our own company and working with our own foods, right?
Pretty much. That's what I said. I don't want to make somebody else rich. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for it. I'm all for building or helping build companies, but there is a limit to how much you can do, before burning out. And that's where I realized, okay, if I'm putting in so much effort and so many hours for somebody else, I have enough savings from both my losses that I had to take, that I can not work for 2 months and put in, even if I put in half that effort for myself, I can get something going. August 1, 2023, and I have it written down. Unfortunately, it's not on my back wall, but I just have this nice little poster to motivate me, because you always get that imposter syndrome, that shit, I don't think I'm well enough, or I don't think I'm good enough to beat people, or I'm not good enough to compete. And that's where I had that poster. August 1, 2023, Anjal's first idea of starting a website.
Okay.
August 30, 2023, Anjal lands 2 clients, 5K each. So I didn't think that would happen. Trust me, I kind of feel that I got lucky. I still credit all of this to luck, me being in the right place at the right time. But that's what got people interested into my story. That how the fuck did someone think about starting a company on the 1st of August and get 2 people by the end of August? That's been a lot of that's been too concerning for a few people, and I do have a few screenshots, because honestly, when I started out, I didn't think that was going to happen, because I had no idea how to outreach. All I did was actually take Alex Hormozzi's advice make a list of all the people in my.
I do follow Alex Hormozy. Yeah.
I love the dude.
Yeah, he tell us the
Yes,
facts, how you have to be as a
yes,
student, how you have to be like an entrepreneur, how you have to manage stuff and all.
exactly. And I give him 100% credit in teaching us or teaching the people on how shit works. Like, I always thought I need to perfect the business, I need to perfect the idea, I need to perfect my website, I need to perfect everything. But the answer is no, you need to get off your ass and sell. And that's actually true, because I had an idea back in January 2023 to start something like this, but then I didn't take any action because I thought, okay, I need to perfect everything. Come August, when reality hit and I didn't have any way of making revenue or any way of making money, I was like, okay, do I want to work part time somewhere? Not now. Maybe in 2 months if this doesn't work. Yes, it did, to my surprise. So I just made a list of. I have over 1,000 people on my phone book. I made a list of 100 such people that I know who could possibly benefit from my service. Started messaging them. Out of the 100, three did reply. Out of the three, one closed, and then the other one was like, okay, not now, give me some time. But then eventually, even they closed, and then we were able to build a few things for both our clients. One of them is still with us. Unfortunately, the other client ended up selling their business and then moving
Okay.
forward in venturing out into different things. But till date, I still am in connection with both of my clients. I periodically check up on them. They're pretty nice enough. Whenever they're in town, they tend to visit me and tend to come over at our company office and stuff like that. So it's been pretty rewarding. I had my first client on retainer all the way from August up until January before they ended up, having to sell the business and then move on to different aspects. So
So
yeah,
I really love your thought process, Anjal. I really like your way of thinking
thank you.
stuff and all, because this is the way how entrepreneurs think, and this is the way which makes you stand out from others who are just applying for jobs, getting not getting high packages and all, but stuck up in life where they want to, they don't get work-life balance. They won't get satisfaction like you, which you are working with when you're working with your own company and stuff. I really I like your work, Anjal.
Thank you so much, Aftab. It's a pleasure, man. You just made my day.
So Anjal, as you have started your own company and working on your own food, so what all experience you got from your bachelor's, or what all experience you got from your working as or working as a software developer at Amazon and a few more companies, which made you to bring this entrepreneurial journey so far?
So I think Amazon taught me something that stuck with me outside of course, technical skills, and then that's how do you run and solidify your business processes. In Amazon, we have a few principles, and then one of them is like a one-way door decision and a two-way door decision.
Okay.
You can say yes to every single project. Not all the time do I say yes to every single project. There is some projects that I know, okay, I can do it, but then the deadline is so harsh that I won't be able to do a good job. So there is
Exactly.
where you have to make two decisions. A, I move everything aside and then focus on just one client. Or B, I come up clean to the client and let them know, hey, I'd love to work with you and then we've done something before. But this is my timeline and this is what I am estimating our cost as well as our deliverables to be at. And I know, you need things done before X date. I don't want to promise and then under deliver. I'd rather have that extended timeline and then be able to deliver and be able to go above and beyond. That's something Amazon always values. You want to go above and beyond for your customers. You want to go above and beyond for your people, and that's what helps you build relationships and get more people recognize that, okay, I would go to him because he promised that the cost of the project's between 10 to 12K, for example, but he
Okay.
was able to get it done in 8K. That's like the first business I've seen that would do something like this. Well, yeah, we could have gone out and charged the client 10K and been like, hey, yeah, it cost us 10K, let's do it. We did coach you between 10 and 12, but we were able to get it done in 8. So that was really nice. The client was like, and then we were like, and then the client's like, okay, we have another build we need you to do. Can we start working on that? And yeah, most of our reviews for the SMMA company has always been 5 stars. We've never had people sort of berate us or be like, you aren't doing a good job or stuff like that. So that's something Amazon taught us, or at least taught me, in terms
Okay.
of being able to deliver, being able to take ownership.
Okay.
Something I learned outside all of this is if I'm being given a task and then I'm giving it out to fellow developers in the company or probably other people, and then they fail to deliver, I would have to still take ownership and take take it on my head versus blaming them.
Okay.
Partly because you don't want to transfer blame. That's not a good sign of leadership, in my opinion. And then the second and the most important thing is you don't want to make it seem like, oh, I gave the task to you, but you failed to deliver. That's It's kind of my fault, is what I would say. I would take full ownership and responsibility for it because I was given the task and then I did what I had to with the task, but it wasn't delivered. I didn't work on it. My people didn't work on it. My team didn't work on it. Doesn't matter. I was given the responsibility, but I failed to deliver, no matter what the reasons are. If you take full 100% ownership, not only does that create that spark in your team that, hey, my boss didn't blame me, or hey, my colleague didn't blame me. Although it's kind of my responsibility to get this shit done. And then that's something that I just value. That's why I feel that our agency is so
Okay.
successful, or our agency is where it is, because whenever people get handed things, they don't blame anybody else. If something
Exactly.
doesn't work, it's their fault. And
Exactly.
what they do to what they do to make sure that this doesn't happen, we write down our mistakes as a gentle, as anybody would. But then the way we sort of take that forward is slightly unique. And this is something that I learned outside of businesses.
So Anjal, I like that point which you have mentioned there. So if you're working in these small companies where you don't have anyone to blame off, when you're getting work from clients, you don't have any other colleagues, or you don't have any other persons to blame off your work, your mistakes. So that way you want to not be responsible for the work you got assigned, and you're going to be responsible for the clients and deliver your 100% to them, right?
Exactly.
So
Yes, sir.
the Amazon taught you a good lesson of not pushing your blames, not depending
Yes,
on
sir.
others, and start working on yourself and you got to work from a client.
Yes, sir.
As you have started your company, Anjal, what all challenges you have faced?
So, when you're running a one-man operation, that was back in the day when I first started out, when I was just the one-man operation. If I mess something up and I don't know how to fix it, of course the answer would be either check Stack Overflow or probably talk to GPT and see what the alternatives and suggestions are. But then if you've messed up to a point where you can't find answers, you panic. That's what I did. One of my first ever websites that I launched, apparently after we launched, for some weird reason, one of the service providers where we were hosting the website on went and shut the website down completely. And then we
Okay.
got a trademark policy notice saying that we are trying to sell products that are trademarked. Lots of problems. I had no idea how to tackle something like that. Of course, new to the business, my first client, and he's paid me. Site's supposed to be live. I don't know what to do. So I threw up my hands here and there, panicked a lot. But then that's where I started using forums for the first time.
Okay.
And that's when I found that, okay, if I don't know how to solve it, there is someone definitely out there who probably will. What
Yeah.
will it take for me to find that someone? So that's when I'd probably reach out to my network and my community. And then luckily I was able to find a solution because we have a few smart people around in these different communities who know what they're doing, who, outside of a full-time job or outside of their work, love helping people. And then hats off to people like these. I definitely, have a goal to be one of them eventually in my space, at least. Provide free resources and teach people how much ever I can from what I have learned. Because
Awesome.
so many people are doing that, and giving back is always so much fun. But that's where that's one of my biggest failures so far, or I'd say biggest concerns and challenges, is being able to find the right place to look into, when I know that, okay, I don't know how to figure something out. And then second, the most important thing is knowing that knowing that if I know something's probably going to fail, how do I make sure I'm geared to handle that failure? Of course, like my first fight or flight response is panic. I don't know why, but it's just like I'll panic the crap out of myself. And then a day in, I'll realize, oh, that was so easy to solve. I was stupid because I panicked. But then that's just how it is. Not everything does click in a go. And then I have this very bad habit of being stuck on that particular thing and then being at it till I can figure it out. And that's probably not the right way of doing it. So
Exactly.
most of these are like small challenges that for some people, for some they might be really big. But I think confidence and then, the ability to put yourself forward in a situation, that's something I found challenging. Till date, sometimes I do struggle with imposter syndrome. I have one of, those days, those blue days where I get up and in the morning, like, shit, man, I don't think I'm worth it. Or I don't think I can code. Or I don't know how I'm going to do this. But then I'm so grateful to the SMMA owner who runs the company. He's like, you're just stupid. I believe in you. I know you can do it. And that's all it takes, sometimes that it's you who's killing your passion. It's you who's killing your mindset. So having to,
It's really good to have those positive
yes,
people around you who can
yes,
motivate you and showcase your worth to yourself, right?
exactly. So when I started at the SMMA agency, it was a bet for the company on me. And what was really cool was I didn't think I'll make it. I didn't think I'll deliver. Within 2 months, I was able to close almost like four projects,
Okay.
four bigger projects. And then the agency was super happy and they were like, we took a bet on you and you've delivered. And I was like, have I? He's like, you keep doubting yourself so much that it's going to be disastrous for you. When you're starting your own business or you're talking to clients, if you keep doubting on the fact that, can I do this? I'm not sure if I can do this. Even if you do know how to do it, you probably won't be able to. So that's something that I'm trying to rewire in my brain.
So the best thing is take it and work your shit off
Exactly.
to get the work done, right?
Yep. So now I have this very nice attitude. I can get it done. If I can't, I know I can find someone who can help me get it done. If I can't
Exactly.
find someone to help me get it done, okay, I'll sit and I'll figure it out. That is nothing and this is what I feel. And this is probably why a lot of my friends keep challenging me. From a few of my high school friends who I'm still in touch with, golden friends, golden people. They keep challenging me, Anjal, ye karke dikha. I was like, okay, give me 5 days and I'll figure it out. On the third day, I'm on a call with them and then I give them all the knowledge that I have found or all the caveats that I have found. And it's always a great and healthy discussion because that's what they look at and they're like, bro, how do you have an answer for everything? I was like, I don't. I have Google and Google has the answer for everything. So if I'm stuck on something, I'll try to research it. I'll try to find it. If not, I'll reach out to people or I'll find people through different forums, different networks over LinkedIn to see if I can find an expert in that particular field to get him to give or remove some time to show me where I'm stuck at and then what I can do to move forward. People will definitely help you if you ask. Some
Exactly.
might not have the time, but just give it a little bit. Maybe push them a little bit if you want, but reach out to people, and people will definitely help you.
Exactly. The main challenge which you faced while you started your company was doubting on yourself, like whether I'm going
Yeah,
to do it or not, whether I have capability to do that work or
yeah,
not. But sometimes, even though you don't have that capability, you don't have any knowledge for yourself, you should have that confidence which can boost you up and which can
yeah, pretty much.
drag you out of that zone and make you more optimistic, right? So,
Yeah, and then I think for me, it's just a hunger. Yes, optimism and all is there. Not gonna lie, but if someone gives me something I don't know, I'll be like, shit. That'll be my first fight or flight response. Then I'll take two deep breaths and I'll be like, okay, I don't know this. I have to figure it out, or I need to figure it out, and I want to figure it out, and that's enough for me to, okay, I need to open shit up and start researching.
so Anjal, how did you balance learning new stuff? How do you balance working at a company, and how do you balance your work-life balance?
That's a beautiful question. Honestly, even I'm trying to figure that part out. So it's I think, and this is what I have found so far. It's all based on priority. When I'm breaking things down, I have certain things I need to do at work. I have certain things I need to do outside work, and I have certain things that I need to do to upskill myself or grow in my own life. And then I take all of those things. Sometimes I write it down on a piece of paper or it's up in my mind. And I was like, okay, I need to prioritize what is more important to me. Okay, project XYZ needs to get out of work. All right, that's first. That needs to get done anyhow. So 9 to 5, I'll probably focus on getting that done. Before the 9 to 5, say maybe from 6:30 a.m. in the morning, I'll either be working on things outside work, so things in my life, probably like working out, making sure I can get stuff done, respond to people, respond to emails, etc. for my own self, trying to handle my own business. And then outside the 9 to 5, after 5 is when I have my time to like decompress. That's when I pick up either learning a new skill, or on days like Thursdays when I'm working from home. It's like a mix of both. So on Thursdays, I completely decompress. I don't do anything else except either working or learning a new skill, or probably focusing on the skill that I've picked up that I need to polish.
So this is how work-life balance is it, Anjal? So
So this is
between
how I look at it, brother. And I know a lot of people will get to me, hey, your mental health will get fucked. It is. It's not going to get any worse. If it does, honestly, I don't have the time to think about it. Because either you work now and then enjoy your fruits after 30, 35, or you enjoy right now and then have to work for the rest of your life. And I don't want to do that. I'm trying my best to get out of this 9 to 5 as fast as I can. Don't get me wrong, I do love working for a company, and I would want to, I may even want to do a job at some point. I'm not going to lie. But the thing is, I want to be able to position myself in such a way that when I'm working for another company, I want to be able to work at a position where I can get my stuff done faster. I can get my stuff done without having to rely on multiple people to respond back to me. And at the same time, I've positioned myself in such a way where the company knows I'm a valuable asset. There are a lot of people who are SDE1s, SDE2s, who are slogging their ass off, versus there are a lot of people who are doing that, but in startups and have a stake in that company. So to me, I would pick the latter compared to the first option. Reason being, A, I'm part of a culture where growth is valuable. Yeah, the startup culture might be toxic in some places. I completely get it. But then again, you need to realize, what do you want out of life? Do you want to learn something? Do you want to make more money? Do you want stakes? Do you want to be like a multiple six-figure business owner? What do you want? Immediate want, not something like 5 years down the line. So if that want sort of is parallel to the tasks, or the job you're doing, just do it, bro. I mean, it will get better.
because since you're working with your own company, since you have your work around yourself, which you like to do, you don't have to worry about your work-life balance.
Not really. I don't think so. I mean, yeah, going out is important. Chilling with people is important. Hanging out with friends is important.
Exactly.
So is this. So yeah.
Anjal, are you an international student from India?
Yes, that's actually a really cool story. I came here on an F1 as an F1 student.
Can you briefly, can you explain more about that? How was your
Yes,
journey so far?
it was fun. I had the best 4 years of my life in college, and I think that sums up why I'm working right now and not chilling and doing stuff.
So
I had
you
the
came
best
here
four
as an
years.
F1 student, right?
Yes, sir. 2018, 23rd August 2018. I won't forget that day. That was my first day in Texas as an international student. So I came here in hopes to actually study something else, but then I decided to pursue computer science. And then when I did computer science, I was like, okay, it's fun, it's not bad. Took the subjects, focused in school, focused on getting assignments done, and then just maintaining my grade. Because you sometimes, or some schools who give out scholarship, they need a particular grade point average before you move on to the next semester to maintain your status, your scholarships, all of that. So yeah, most of my 4 years, all I did was just study and then hang out with all of my friends.
So you came as an F1 student to US, and you have done your bachelor's in computer science in University of Texas at Arlington, right? I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir. UT Arlington is where I did my 4 years. Beautiful
So
place.
have you done any crazy stuff, or have you done any activities, or have you participated in any programs which shaped you to to pursue this entrepreneur journey?
So no. Uh, the reason it's so straightforward for me is because um, yeah, I went to school and then I directly came here. Back in India, it was always all about, okay, grade 1 to grade 12. After grade 8, those 4 years are really important because you need to get good grades in 10th to be able to get a good college. If not, you need to get good grades to move to a nice school. Then you need to get good grades in 11th and 12th, because if you don't, then you won't get admission in the United States. So most of all that had been just like get good grades, study, study, study. And then my plan was always, or my plan wasn't always to come to the United States. In fact, I filled most of my applications to come to the United States in January and February, which
Okay.
is pretty late for any international students. Most of them get it done in, I believe, early to late November. So I was already late in that forefront. So yeah, my alternative backup plan was to give the IIT JEE, and I knew that if that's the backup plan, I'm not going to be able to do it. There is no way in hell I'll be able to crack the JEE because it's just it's a different ballpark game and a different work ethic. So I was like, shit, man, I better get into some school here or else I'm screwed. So yeah, when I came here, most of what I did was I just wanted to do one thing: meet people, meet as many people as I can, and then build relationships and give shit out for free so that people can know me and then people can rely on me for things. That's what I had in mind when I came to the United States. So most of what I did was connect with people, and I know sometimes I kind of feel I made mistakes by not connecting more with my professors, but outside of that, I connected with people where after a point, most of my friends used to refer to me as Anjal has the contacts. If you need something, ask him first. So I knew people in insurance, I knew people in agencies, I knew people in laptops, I knew attorneys. I mean, I knew a person who for everything.
I thought of asking you this question, like how you're going to network and all. Since we are already in this topic, can you explain more about how did you do networking during your bachelor's and all?
So if I'm being honest, I still don't understand the concept of how networking works because don't get me wrong, but a lot of people do it. I mean, I see a lot of these posts on LinkedIn and all, and then sometimes I just don't understand how it works. How do I network with a professional? I don't know. All I do is I just be me. I go out and I talk to him and I'm like, okay, this is what I know. This is what I can do for you. I see you need this service. I'm not charging. I'll do it for free, bro. Just give me a chance. Most of them do end up saying yes. Some don't. Some are more concerned. Okay, if you'll do it for free, how good it will be, etc., etc. The amount of people I see, some people who have big posts that say, hey, comment XYZ word and I'll send you the guide. And there's like 550 comments. I don't know if he's using a tool to be able to get those emails out, but if he isn't, it's going to be a painstaking process for you to send out that particular email to everybody.
Exactly.
That's where I step in. Hey, I'll simply just DM him. Hey, I want a copy of that, but let me do you a favor and scrape out all the emails. Send me a DM if you are up for it. I can send you a list of all the emails that are on your little message bubble. It'll make your life easy, and I'll add my email there too.
Awesome.
80% of the people actually respond, dude. I'm surprised. So they do get back to me and they're like, dude, can you do it? I mean, I don't have the time to go through all these emails. It's going to be very difficult. And I was like, I'll do it. 2 minutes. So we use a scraper. Go ahead, scrape all of that. And unfortunately, it's banned. So I try, I'm a little sneaky sometimes. Or there is always tools available out there. Browse AI is a famous tool. So I copy all of those comments or copy them out through Browse AI and then filter them, export it into a CSV, clean the CSV up, and then I send it out either on email or attach it in LinkedIn.
Awesome.
So yeah, most of my networking has been, hey, I'll give you whatever you want, XYZ for free. If I can do it, I'll do it for free. Why? Because, dude, I want to build a relationship with you. A relationship is about me giving you things first before I can take something from you. Yeah, it might be, people say it might be very selfish of me, but everybody is talking to you for a purpose.
Exactly.
I'd rather talk to you for a purpose and give you something that will be of value rather than try to create a conversation. Try to, pretend to be that guy and then ask you for something in return. Rather, I know you have a business. I know you may need help in something. Here, try this out. Or I can help you with this. And then that's been my goal, man. If I know something, I'll give it out for free. There's no point gatekeeping or charging someone at the current moment. Probably charge someone if I have to sit and help them through that process. But if I have to give you something or a tool that's completely bootstrapped and ready for you to just use with a bunch of clicks, take it, man. If it's helping you, thanks.
Exactly. Awesome, Anjal. How you are approaching people is completely different for others. Suppose if a student has a work with any recruiter, or if he has any work with, if he need any help from any other employee who's working in the particular company, he directly goes to them and ask him, like, message them like, hey dude, I need a job, so can you
Yeah.
take my resume and
Nobody's
please.
gonna do it, bro. I don't know you. Exactly. I mean, I'll give you a referral. Yeah, if you get in, I'll make money. But really, I mean, I don't know how it works. I've always been confused. How does this work? Like, you don't know me. Why would you give me a referral? That's why I've never asked for a referral. A few times, yes. Most of the people I hit up on LinkedIn have been people I actually, I see their story, I stalk their profile in and out. I'm like, man, this guy's doing something really crazy. I want to follow his stuff. So I send him a private DM, ask him, hey, can we connect? Because I'm really inspired by what you're doing and kind of sounds fun. I want to learn more. Some do respond back, some don't. It's okay. Even if they don't, I just end up following them.
And Anjal, what will be your advice for F1 students or for international students or bachelor students here who are doing bachelor's or master's in USA and trying to land into jobs after completing a bachelor's or master's? What will be your advice to them? Like how do you suggest them to find out new opportunities? How do you suggest them to apply for jobs? Or
So
do
I
you
think
suggest any other routes for them other than just applying for jobs?
as bad as this sounds and as hypocritical as I might be, the tech market is really soft right now. And then I'm noticing the best way to probably even remotely be screened or considered is through a referral. The best way to even be considered or screened right now is to do something for the company. And I'll give you a very good example. A friend of mine just landed a job. I know this is overkill, but he did get a job.
Okay.
What he did is the company that he's working at specializes in building insurance and car applications.
Okay.
So applications for your cars and applications to see your claims and things like that. So he went ahead. Man's supposed to be a back-end developer. So he went ahead. He learned how to build stuff in Go, and then he learned how to build stuff in Flutter. And he went and built an entire mock application for the company. He did that in 3 days, and then he sent out a message to the recruiter, sent the link to his application. It's like, hey, I saw this job opening. I wanted to be considered, and although I have applied, I think this is what I would envision the application to look like in terms of look and feel. If you'd like to read more, here is a link to the GitHub for the application, and here is the link to play around with the demo.
Okay.
I know it's very far-fetched and it's not easy to build an application. I'm not asking, or I'm not saying that if you're applying to Amazon, go build an Amazon clone. A lot of people already have that available online. But build something unique that might impact the company. Build like a system, build like a load balancing system if your goal is to get into AWS. Have unit tests, have all of those things written. Of course, you don't need to demo those unit tests, but if you have them written in your GitHub, and then when you send this out to the hiring manager or the recruiter, the hiring manager will be like, this guy built an application in 4 days. That's pretty interesting. I mean, like, tell me about it, dude. If you have a company and your company builds and manages stacks, websites, and I build a website and come to you and be like, hey, I saw you building a website for this person. Saw you built it. I think, this is how I would envision the UI to look like, or this is how I would envision an additional feature that could probably help make the company's life easier or your client's life easier. Don't you think I'd want to talk to you? Of course I would.
That's going to be impactful for the recruiter, and he's going to
Exactly. And even
definitely
if it
look at your
doesn't
resume.
work,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't work, I have a
He's going to think
project on
about
my
it. Yeah.
exactly. I have a project on my resume if it doesn't work, and if it does, he's probably going to be like, that particular person reached out to me and built something.
Exactly.
So, I think that's the only way, man. If you want to stand out, there's like there's like a flush of people out there who are looking for jobs, and I think the market's slightly soft right now. I hope it gets better.
So you suggest job seekers and students to not reach out for
Don't blindly
referrals.
apply and don't reach out or make generic messages.
Yeah.
I don't think that would work because everybody's doing it. If you
Exactly.
want to be different,
Wanna be
you
different.
can only be different in so many ways.
So being a different, as you've given a simple example of being a difference, like building a website and messaging recruiter, like, see, I've built a website within 4 days, which is a clone, or which is a particular tool which can be helpful for your company. So that way you could be, stand out from others who are just simply
Yeah.
applying for the jobs.
Yeah, I
So
focus on the company's use case. So I'm not saying go and build a random website or go and build the company's clone. If the company, I don't know, say it's like an e-commerce company.
Exactly.
So I'd probably find something and think about automating or make a tool that or make a piece of software or a script that would either boost efficiency, B, an attractive feature maybe,
Exactly.
or C, some sort of development that can add on onto the company's existing set of tools. I think that's the only way you could, stand out as a developer in today's time.
Awesome, awesome, Anjal. And
Appreciate it.
I think I've covered all the questions, Anjal. And so far, this podcast will be really helpful for students and job seekers or entrepreneurs who are thinking to create a different paths in their life.
Thank
And
you. Thank you,
once
Aftab.
again, once again, thank you for joining this podcast, Anjal. It's my pleasure to have you in this podcast.
Of course, brother. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. You have my LinkedIn.
Sure, sure, definitely.
Definitely happy to help, brother.
Yeah, sure, definitely, Anjal. And guys, I'll be giving Anjal's LinkedIn in my description. He's very active in LinkedIn. He'll be posting lots of stuff in LinkedIn. So reach out to him. And also you can learn one thing from Anjal in LinkedIn is how he's going to post stuff, how he's going to comment on others' posts. And look at his profile in LinkedIn. You'll get to know a lot of things from his LinkedIn. And thank you guys. If you like this podcast, do subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting a lot of podcasts like this. And once again, we'll thank Anjal for spending time in this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
And
brother.
I wish you great success for your for you and your company in upcoming years. We'll be following and we'll be keeping an eye on you.
Thank you.
So you should get
For
a
sure.
greater heights and motivate us in your journey. Okay.
Thank you so much, brother. Touching words. Thank you.
Thank you, Anjal. Thank you, Anjal. Thank you, guys. See you in the next podcast. Bye bye.
Bye bye.